Hi, I'm Brandy Dusky and I'm from a tiny town in north central Kansas called Glen Elder. My family keeps me pretty busy. My husband Ryan, my stepdaughter Tessa, her significant other Ryan, and their daughter Hazel, who will be 3 in February, oh my son Aiden, my stepson Cooper, and my daughter Ryan. As you can see, there are a lot of Ryans in my life. For work, I'm a school psychologist for the Learning Cooperative of North Central Kansas, and I currently serve the Concordia USD 333 School District. And I was named the Kansas School Psychologist of the Year in 2020. My director never misses an opportunity to share that, and she says I shouldn't either, so I share it. And some other obligations and involvement. I am the vice president of the school board for Wakanda USD 272. That's where I live and where my kids go to school. I have served on the CASP executive board in various roles, starting from graduate school as the student representative, and now I serve as the NASP delegate, which is the National Association of School Psychologists, and my involvement in that role as the delegate to Kansas. Looking into my educational background, so Fort Hays is in my blood. I started there right out of high school and obtained my bachelor's in psychology. Immediately from there, I started into graduate school with my master's in psychology and then obtained my education specialist in school psychology. I graduated with my EDS in 2009 after a year of internship, so I've been a practicing school psychologist since 2008. And am just getting back into being a student. So in my open book, I am writing that next page. I started the program for the building level endorsement in January of 2021, and I am finishing it up December 2021. So it was a whirlwind, but my next page has begun. My personal goals in the next 1 to 5 years, I'm looking at finishing my house with my husband. We've been working on a shop house with living quarters in it, but also shop space and garage space. And in doing so, we will finish up some other projects on our current house and hopefully get it sold. That will be a big load off. And then after that, I'm hoping in the next 1 to 5 years I can get my landscaping in my yard established and just enjoy our space in small town life. In the next 6 to 10 years, personally, I want to find some time to travel. My husband and I like to take the kids and sometimes just go on our own and travel the state looking at the sites that Kansas has to offer. We don't make it outside the state very often, but I'd like to see a little bit more of the United States. And we've been to Mexico once. It was a trick to get my husband to agree, so it might be trickier to get him to agree to travel outside the United States, but I hope to be able to see more of the world in the future. And in beyond 10 years, I definitely want to continue traveling. Maybe by that time, I'll have worn him down in his reluctance to leave the United States, and we'll be able to see some of that. But I'm hoping that actually probably more in the 6 to 10 and 10 years and beyond that we're able to enjoy our empty nesting, as our youngest will graduate high school in about 6 years, which is a little scary but exciting also. And then preparing beyond 10 years for retirement and just making sure everything is set in stone, ready to go, and we're comfortable. My professional goals in the next 1 to 5 years are to finish my coursework for my district level endorsement. My initial plan was to start it right away, but I think I may take a semester off and dive back in over the summer, taking the coursework for that and then finishing that up with the praxis that's required. I want to continue working in all of my professional capacities as much as I can. So in addition to work, holding positions on those state and national boards for my profession is important to me, so I hope to continue that. And then continue working on my own professional development and working as a lead psych in the district that I'm employed in. Looking 6 to 10 years down the road, I'm hoping that I'm taking a little bit more of a leadership role, looking towards administrative opportunities, perhaps an assistant directorship, or just more opportunities in the leadership realm, maybe even a directorship. 6 to 10 years is still a ways out, so maybe a directorship. Beyond 10 years, I hope that I have become a special ed director, and I want to lead my team following my leadership philosophy with integrity, humility, and courage. Those are very important values to me, and I want to see myself in that capacity. I've had multiple people tell me that they think that I would be a good director of special education based on how I operate and function as a school psychologist. So I'm excited to take that next leap. But I do enjoy my work as a school psychologist, so I'm not in a huge hurry. I want it to be on the horizon, 6 to 10 or beyond 10 years out. Next. So why FHSU? I always say, why not FHSU? Like I said, once a tiger, always a tiger. I began my college experience at Fort Hays, and they've never led me astray. I've been able to meet all of my goals with Fort Hays, and it was just my first option because I wanted to see what they had to offer. As far as meeting my needs, cost is definitely a factor as well. Fort Hays is affordable education, and it doesn't hurt that I was able to make my coursework fit into my schedule being online as well. And then the reputation was there. I have adjuncted some classes for the advanced ed department, and so I knew what the expectations I had for the students that I was teaching would be similar to the expectations that I'm held to as a student. And I just know that what is expected for the graduate level coursework especially is held to a higher level, and that was important to me. What were my initial expectations? I'll be honest, last January I was quite nervous. We were right in the throes of a crazy 2020-2021 school year with expectations being thrown every other week with COVID and trying to make sure that we were hitting all the marks, and I was worried that I had bitten off more than I could chew, and I didn't know if I could remember how to be a student. Like I said, I graduated from graduate school in 2009, so it's been a hot minute, and I was worried. I was also nervous about manageability. I didn't know, if courses were going to be offered only during one semester and if I could make that work for my schedule. So when I jumped in and realized that there were multiple class options, I could take full 16-week courses, I could take them in 8 weeks, in the summer even in 4 weeks. It was very manageable for me to take 2 courses a semester and take them in 8-week chunks instead of 2 at the same time for a full 16 weeks. It just made it a little easier for me to bite off. And then the applicability. I know we've all taken coursework that felt like it was just a hoop to jump through, and you were going through the motions, and I was really hoping that the coursework would be applicable to my role as a leader, and have been very pleasantly, not surprised, but pleasantly engaged in the activities that are very applicable to what I'm going to be doing as a leader, what I'm already doing as a school psychologist. It was just a great way for me to grow as a professional, whether I'm taking on that building leadership role or not. I've been very thankful for the coursework. So that is me as an open book. Thanks for watching.